everybody. Today I promised that I'd show you how to make this cute little treat box, and I'm using the new designer series paper basic birthday from Stampin' Up, and I'm using the new stamp set, which is Cycle Celebration, and I love this stamp set. I'm going to show you here what it looks like, but it's just really cute. It's real nostalgic, and it's just got the cutest little bicycle, and it's actually one of my favorites right now. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to do that. And you start off with an 8.5 by 11 piece of, this is the designer series paper, and this is my template here. So I'm going to show you where to score and cut, and then we'll put it together. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Up trimmer, and the first score we're going to do, and you're going to do it this long ways, the first score we're going to do is 1.5. So we'll score that at 1.5, at 3, at 6.25, and at 7.75. And then turn it around and score at 1 inch on each side. Okay, now this designer series paper, it's a little hard to see, so I'm going to try to get it turned around right. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this little square out. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but you just need to cut here, this little square, and you just cut up to your score marks there. And then on the other side, do the same. And I hope I'm getting this all in the video. This is my first visit video, so you need to bear with me a little bit. And then you cut all along each score mark down to that up to that 1 inch. So you cut all the way along each, and these will form your flaps. There. Sometimes these are a little bit hard to see with this busy paper. Okay, and then usually I just like to cut into to give it a little bit more room, so I just cut little notches out. It just makes it easier when you're folding it. And do the same thing on the other side. You don't really have to do this, but I just like to make it a little bit easier when I'm sealing it and stuff. Okay, so there you have it, and you just fold on all your score lines. And fold. I always fold these into to make it easier. And then what I do is I take it to my Big Shot and I cut a little hole here, and that's the little hole for to view that. You don't have to do that, but I just thought it added a cute little touch to it. So to save time, I just did another one, and I ran it through the Big Shot, and I used the Ovals collection, the framelets on that. And so you see it makes the little hole. And then what I did was I cut a piece of window sheet, and this window sheet is 2.5 by 3.25. And the little oval that I use is like the second or the third biggest one up. You can use whatever size you like, and then just cut your window sheet to fit. And then I just run a little bit of snail along the side, which I ran out of snail, so I'm just using what I have. And then you just stick it over that little window. And there has your little window there. So now we'll just go ahead and put it together. And I'm just using, like, the snail is what I use mostly is sticky strip when I'm making boxes so that they hold a lot stronger. But just because of the video, I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible. So then just fold the ends in. And I like to stick my hand in there just to make it a little bit stronger. And then what I did here was I just I tucked in the inside and I just scrunched this together. I tucked in the other one because you can do it either way. You can just fold it up and then just, I forgot to cut that one side. There you go. And then just scrunch it up and fold it over. And I sometimes put a little Velcro there. You can get those little tiny Velcro attachments and stick it here, and this way they can open it and close it easier. But for now I'm just going to stick a little bit of tape on there and tape that under. I want to make these a little bit more even. I didn't do a very good job of that. There. And then the next thing I did is I'm using some of the new Coastal Cabana, and it's a ruffled stretch ribbon, and I love this ribbon. It's just so cute. And this measures around 3 3/4 inches. You're not going to need it all. And I just run some, actually I think I use sticky strip on this one too. But you can just stick it on. And you can tuck it under there, or do it before you seal it, like I sealed it, but you can do it before. And just put it right out along the edge there, and then just snip off the extra. I'm such a stickler for things being just right, so. And then that's that. And then I also used on the bottom some this Pool Party baker's twine. And what I did was I just wrapped it around the bottom, and I did it like 3 times. So just like this. And then just tie it off. And I'm going to put my sentiment that I'm stamping on there underneath. So I'm just going to trim this really short. Like that. And then I'll bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm using this Celebrate Sweet Birthday on it. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Up markers, and I always use the thicker side for this because it makes it so much easier. And then it's like a little brush, and it gets it really good. And then you just go over that. I love using these markers because you can use so many different colors on your and by the way, this one is Raspberry Ripple, and this one is Island Indigo. They give such a variety of color in the, and I thought this kind of looked nostalgic too, so that's why I chose these two. Okay, and then I usually just like huff on it to get a good impression, and then stamp. And there you have it. And then I'm going to use this decorative label punch to punch it out, and it fits perfect on there. And then to get a little bit of a background behind it, I'm going to just use, this is the Coastal Cabana cardstock, and I'm going to cut a little bit of piece of that. And I just kind of do a little trick with that, and I usually just cut it in half because it's the same size. So it gives it a little bit of a background on it. And then I just stick it on here. Just line it up. It just gives it a little something extra. And then these little ends I'll cut off. And that's so cute. I love this little stamp set. And then I'll take a Stampin' Dimensional. Actually, I'll probably use two on here. And put it on just like that. It's easier to stick them on when you have something in it. Like that. And then I'm going to use some of this, it's Bermuda Bay, and it's the new taffeta ribbon. It's like an 1/8 of an inch thick, and this piece is like 11 inches. I'm just going to tie a little knot in it across the top. And on my other one I used Pool Party, but I thought I'd try this since I have some other Bermuda Bay, and of course I'm going to want to tie a good knot, and I'm not going to be able to do it in front of the camera, so let's see if I can get it straight here. I probably should have cut me a little bit of a bigger, and I just cut that up. And then you can add your favorite goodies, and there you have it. It's so cute. I really do like these, and you can make them so quick. And I mean, I'm always making treat things for my grandkids or for my friends at work. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.